Hello guys, Mr. Silk here with another video. So today I'm going to tell you why you need to learn proper communication skills. If you are a man and you want to attract and date women, and let's say that you are single as well. So what skills do you need in order to be able to attract women? Because today a lot of guys, maybe you included, can't really be themselves. Because if you are yourself, nothing happens. Nothing gets sparked. You cannot take things further. And the majority of guys are probably in that situation. They just don't know how to even begin. So we are going to talk about the real skills when it comes to attract, date, and build relationship with women. But before we do that, I want to talk about the misconception and the misinformation out there. You see that on all the social media platforms, especially on YouTube, Instagram, and so on. And the misconception that comes up most is that you as an average man is not good enough. So if you have an average look, you have an average, job, you earn average, basically, you're pretty average. You're disqualified directly. Because women in general, as a rule, just want high quality men. Men that earns a lot of money and men that goes to the gym and taking care of themselves every single day. Meaning that you have to really look ripped. You need to look like one of those Baywatch guys working, at the sea. Because if you don't look like that, women don't want you. They feel like disgust. So you as an average man is disqualified immediately. You have to build yourself up first to a pretty high level before you even can think about women and attracting them. Because women today, according to them, are first very picky, very arrogant, and want to live the life with a mentality of the survival of the fittest. I'm just going to choose the one who is the best of the best. Money, looks, status, and the rest is less important. That is a huge misconception, a huge one. Also, another misconception is that you have to be an alpha male. You have to show that you are overly confident. And the way you're communicating with the women are so smooth and cool. I even had a discussion quite recently with a pretty famous YouTuber. She is supposed to be one of the so-called expert in relationships out there. And she's really emphasizing on the passive value in a man in order for that man to really be successful with women. And she has been in many podcasts, in quite big ones as well, and really emphasizing about this and telling everyone that women are actually quite bad because they just want to go for this sexual driven, high quality man, and that is the only thing they want, and they just disregard everything else. And then I was very skeptical, of course. I felt like something is wrong. Even though I say that she's supposed to be someone qualified, I started asking questions about real relationship theory. And what do you think happened? She didn't understand a single word of what I was saying, even calling me boring. She said that I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to hear anything about this because I believe what I believe in. And that was not science. That has nothing to do with science. That was just something that I used to call misconception, limiting beliefs. She wanted it to be that way. She wanted it to be in a way that men struggles and have to really chase this top tier of things in order to be able to even go into the door to be qualified as a man to be able to start dating women. I felt like she wanted the world to be like that. So when I start asking a lot of scientific questions, she was clueless. And unfortunately, most guys are. Even though they believe that they are really good, they are clueless. They know nothing about relationship theory. Because there is a system and a theory out there, scientifically. Relationship theory is something that universities and the academic faculties have been studying for the last 70 years. And that is what I'm going to come to now. If you want to be really good with women, you need to learn relationship theory. And that is communication, or a specific fork of the general communication called interpersonal communication. So how do you actually get good at it? Well, first you need to understand the principles of conversations. How do you have a good conversation with someone that's going to build emotional connection and create attraction, spark attraction? Well, most of the time we're talking about conversation that goes into depth. We're talking about emotional communication, basically. You need to know how to have emotional communication, because without those skills, you cannot make the conversation emotional. A lot of guys think that they are good communicators. They believe that they are very, very good in social skills and so on. But every single time I test them, they're not. And why aren't they so good? Why are they failing? Because they haven't been schooled to be good communicators. This is nothing that you just have in your mind, or you just got it from experience without any real training. No, you don't obtain conversational skills that way. If you want to be really good at this, then you have to study it and practicing it with strong intent. It's nothing that you are born with. I mean, I've been coaching close to 1,000 men, and I haven't seen not even one person that could show me even 20% of real conversational skills before they started the training. So it's that rare. It's very rare. So how can conversational skills help you to attract women then? Well, it's because of the neuroscience. If we're going to look at what women respond to in terms of men being attractive, what we can see is that attraction happens in conversations in a certain depth, where she is talking and you are listening in the right way. That is how you spark emotions in women. According to the science as well, we have seen over and over again that women doesn't really get triggered by male beauty. And they even put different men in different scenarios, and you put a very handsome man in the top scenario and she's still not that attracted towards him. The only thing she might think is, he's good looking. I mean, is that same as attraction? Well, for men, yes. For women, no. But could he be slightly more interesting? Yes, slightly more interesting. That opens the door for her to want to know more. That's it. Nothing else. And when she wants to know more, what is it that she actually wants to know? Well, subconsciously is the feeling of, number one, safety and trust. And number two, how she feels when she's with him talking. It's much more about how she feels when she's with a guy than looking at the guy and then make a judgment. A lot more. And anyone who tries to tell you differently is wrong. That is not what the science are saying. I'm just presenting you the pure scientific evidence of how things work. And it is within conversation, especially interpersonal communication, they're going to create emotional connection that gives women a certain level of safety and trust in order to be able to feel attraction for you, for the man they are talking to. That is the science, that is how it works for the majority of women. And that is what we can actually generalize. This is what it is as a main rule. And of course, we don't care about the exception of the rules, we care about the main rule. So if you want to be really, really good, you need to learn how to have emotional communication, emotional conversations with women, because that is basically the only way to spark genuine attraction that is that high that you can match her attraction based on her beauty. So you both going to have, a very, very good balance of feeling attraction in basically the same level towards each other. And now we form a really good relationship. So that is the key, guys. I can tell you one thing, there is only one science here. I haven't seen anything. I mean, if you're going to listen to other people, if you're just going to look at YouTube and so on, and people start talking about evolutionary psychology, and then they're talking about narcissistic guys being super attractive, bad boys being super successful with women and so on, well, they don't stand a chance towards someone who actually can build relationship. They can apply those theories into pure practice. They are gone. They don't even stand a chance. So how did I become really good at it? Well, I read a lot of theory and I used a lot of different proven models to actually start generate emotional connection with women that in turn spark attraction. However, in the beginning, it required a lot of practical training. It was quite easy to obtain the theoretical knowledge, but in order to be able to execute it, to make it as an art and to make it as a part of you, due to the new neural pathways they're creating in your brain, they're making new skills you or new behaviors you. It required time and consistent practice. So I started to approach my first 10 women and having a conversation with them based on the right models. Every single time I was thinking, what did I do good? What did I do bad? And how can I make it better? The next 10 women, what did I do good? How can I make it better? Next 10 women, What did I do good? How can I do it better? And what should I avoid? After 100 women, analysis. What did I do wrong again? What can I replace to make it even better? What models work less good and what models worked really good? Adjustment, adjustment, adjustment. Another 50 women. We're now up to 150. Calibration, implementation, adaptation of different models again. Another 100 women. Same thing. What did I do good? What did I do bad? How can I be better? Another 100 women. Another 100. Another 100. Another 100. And now, all the way up till today, I approached over 3,000 women. And my discovery became the silk method that I created. And every time I hear some guru talking, especially this woman, they're supposed to be very, very good at, human behavior between men and women. Like, how does the attraction sparks? I mean, she haven't seen a guy approach a woman even. And she haven't analyzed anything. And then she didn't even use any scientific proven systems in the mix. And she didn't believe in scientific principles. She didn't even knew about neuroplasticity, cognitive flexibility, and so on. And she was supposed to be this psychological guru. But she's not a registered psychologist anyway. She's just a fake, basically. So that surprises me as well. And there are a lot of those people out there. So I want you to focus on the real deal. Focus on what is proven to work. And then make it as an art form. And you will be surprised of how effective it is. Me, today, I see this skill as a superpower. Because before that skill, I've been in so many awkward situations that you cannot imagine. And I feel ashamed even today when I look back on what I did. And what I was believing in as well. I was one of those guys that truly believed in looks, that you have to be truly handsome in order to attract women, otherwise you're game over. So I was that guy too, but the science changed my mind and convinced me that this is not the case. So if you are an average man with an average income, you still have a great chance of meeting someone that you find really attractive if you know how to relationship build by using the right theory into practice. Anyway guys, that is something that I just had to express today. I hope you liked this video and I'll see you in the next one.